OCO, my name is Sammy Still. I live in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. What I'm going to be doing today is showing you the process of making a stone marble. Centuries ago, when they played the marble game, the game was more or less to teach hand and eye coordination. And the reason for that was they would toss their marbles, or their stone marbles, trying to knock each other's marble away from the hole that they played in. And this taught them how to toss the marble, and when it also taught them hand and eye coordination. So if they ever went hunting for small animals or like rabbits or squirrels, they got the training of how to toss their stone so that they could hit the animal and kill it for their food. How they made their stone marbles were they would use hard stones that they found. So you would go around to different areas like the lakes, the hillsides, or even roadways and find these stone rocks, and they're called limestone. And what you would be looking for are stones about this size, about the size to fit in your palm of your hand. And so this is what they would make their stone marbles out of. And then you would find another stone about the same size. And what you would do is you would get these two stones. This is what you would start with to make your marble. You would get these two stones, then you would find you a sandstone. Sandstone is around lakes and riverside, and they're just like sandpaper. What you're looking for is soft sandstone, because when you start grinding your stone into the sandstone, you want it to where it's soft and grinding that marble or that stone, making it smooth on the edges. And another tool that you would find is a tree limb. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of a tree you get this limb or cut the limb off of, just as long as you got one about this length. And what you do is on one end, you split the tree limb into a three-pronged tool. And then you get your knife or something sharp and whittle down these edges where it would kind of be flat, and that would grab the stone when you turned it on the sandstone. And to keep it from splitting further down, they would use sinew. Sinew was the back muscle of a deer, and they would strip that. And when they stripped it, it looked like a string. And they would chew on that, and they would wrap it around this, where it split all the way down this edge. And that's to hold it, to keep it from splitting any further down. And centuries ago, some of our elders or Cherokee elders would use whatever they found out in the countryside. They may find a turtle shell that was vacant, and they would get that shell and they would fill it with water. And so when they're grinding it into the stone, making the powder for them, they would put water in there and pour it in there, and to clean that out and to continue with their grinding their stone in there. Native Americans, especially Cherokees, they were woodland Indians. They lived out in the country, they lived out in the woods. So everything that they gathered, everything that they gathered for their tools or for their weapons or whatever, was made natural. It was nature. It was God's gift to us that was given to us. And so, like the stones that you find out here, the sandstone, the limb, all of this is natural. All of this is nature that God has given us to make our weapons and our tools and our game pieces. Making the stone marble took some time, and what it is like any other crafts that people make. You take your time, you have patience when you make these. You just don't rush into things and try to hurry up and make your crafts, because if you do, they will not turn out good, or they won't turn out the way you want them to. So you have to have patience, and that's a lot of the virtues that we learned from our elders was patience. Always be patient in what you do. This elder I'm talking about that has taught me how to make marbles was Hastings Shade. He lived in the Lost City community near Hobart, Oklahoma. He shared this with me, hoping that I would continue it on and share with others. And he was a valuable individual that I really had a love for. We traveled a lot. We did storytelling together. We did a lot of presentations, and And these are just one of the crafts that he taught me. If you've ever been around Cherokees or Native Americans, you know that they love to laugh. They enjoy laughing and poking fun at each other. And a lot of people get the idea that they're making fun of them or other groups, but in reality, they're laughing about themselves, of things that happen to them. And when they get together to play the marble game, everyone gets together in the community to play the marble. And young, old, the elders, and they'll get together and really have a good time and enjoy themselves. Today, they use, when they play the marble game, they use billiard balls. And they use these because you can purchase them in the stores, and you don't have to make them. And in Marble City, there's train tracks that go through there, and there's trains that go through there daily. And they find these what you call steely balls, and these are the ball bearings of the wheels of the train. But now that group in Marble City plays with steely balls. And so it just depends on what they have available that they play with. But more or less today they use the billiard balls when they play the game of marbles. To me, this is the traditional way. This is the way we were taught. This is the way our ancestors grew up doing, was this type of crafts. That's the people that we are today. And I'd like to keep our crafts and our traditional crafts going because it's becoming a lost art. So that's why, to me, it means a special meaning for me, because it's our tradition and our culture, and we want to keep that going, just like our language.